Hey everybody. Okay, so sorry about it being so late tonight, but yippee, I am on and it's time to get this party started. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this done. We are going to go through it tomorrow, so if you don't have a chance to complete it tonight, that's okay. We're in the beginning stages of our unit 3. So we were going to be rounding or estimating, rounding and then we're finding the benchmarks to estimate. So today in class, we were talking about we're estimating it to the nearest whole place. And so that means that you're going to pick out this color here, go to the ones place value, move over to the right. And remember the rule, if it's 5 or more, so it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then the place value that you are going to be rounding or estimating, you're going to add 1 to it. If it is less than 5, so it is 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0, then that number in that place value stays the same. It stays, we don't change it. So looking at this one, I have a 3, so this is going to stay the same. So I'm going to draw my arrow over, and that is 3. I'm going to take a look at my 4. I have 4. Move over to the right because that's my rule maker. That's a 5. I know I'm going to add 1, so it's 4 plus the 1 that I'm adding, and that makes it 5. Now I'm going to add these two together, and 3 plus 5 equals 8. So the answer is 8. Let's go to number 2. With number 2, let's look at over here, and let me find my pen. We're going to be rounding it to the nearest ones place or the nearest whole number. So I'm going to the 6, drawing my arrow to the right. I can see it's 7, so I'm going to add plus 1 to my 6, and that makes it 7. So draw an arrow out here, and that is 7. Then I'm coming over into my 3 and 2300s. Going to the right side, I see that the rule maker is 2, so that my number is going to stay the same. So it now becomes a 3, or stays 3. Now I get to add those together, and it is equal to 10. And we're going to do number 3. So we were doing 1, 2, and 3 tonight. And there are 3 others. So the 2, I'm going to circle because I'm rounding it to the nearest whole number. I know that the next number is 0. So we said that if it ends as 0, that's going to stay that same number. So draw my arrow over, and it is a 2. Then I go to the next number, 5 and 92 hundredths. I'm going to circle the 5. Draw my arrow over to the right. My rule maker says, hey, I'm a 9. So guess what? I get to add 1 to my 5. So 1 plus 5 equals 6. And now I can add these two together. So 2 plus 6 equals 8. Yay! So I'm sure that was a little bit easier. Remember, this is what we went over last week on rounding, and so this is getting a little bit more practice on it. Okay, so now, oops, I don't need to have that. I forgot to. Let me go ahead and erase. Go into my pointer. All right, so let's move down to number 7, and number 9 is what you were working on. I need to estimate to compare. So I'm going to round it to the nearest whole number again. So I have my 8, moving over to my right side, just what we just talked about. I know that the 2 says, oh, my number is going to still stay the same. So I'm going to keep this as an 8. 8 plus. My next number is 2 and 22 hundredths. I'm going to circle my whole number, my ones in the ones place. Go to my right, take a look at that one. I can see that it is less than 5. It follows again in the 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's going to stay the same. I'm going to add that together. 8 plus 2 equals 10. Kind of draw my circle there. Over here for my 3, I'm going to circle this one. I'm going to move over. I can underline that one. It's a less than 5 because it's a 2, so it'll be my 3 that stays the same, plus, and then I have my 5 that I'm circling, and my 5 holes come around to the nearest whole number, and I see this is 8, so it is greater. It's 5 or more. So I'm going to add one more to my 5. So 1 plus 5 equals 6. And so 3 plus 6 equals 9. Actually, I should do this in the red. And I'm going to go ahead and do this one in the blue. Okay, so now I can easily look at this and I know that 10 is greater than 9. Let's look at this next one together. 18 and 20 or $18.25. Oh, okay, so if I have $18.25, I'm going to round it to the nearest whole number. So this is going to be what? Very good. I hear somebody shouting out there, it's going to be 18 because I'm rounding it to the nearest whole number. So this is going to be 18 plus, I'm rounding this to the nearest whole number. I should have done that one in red. I'll erase that part there, just so that we can see the difference here. This is 5 or more, so I get to add one more to my $5. So now this becomes $6. I'll put my dollar sign there because 5 plus 1 equals 6. And I have my $18. And what is 18 plus 6? Very good. It's 24. So this is $24. When I come over here to this next one, I have $10.75 plus the 15. I'm needing to estimate it or round it to the nearest whole number. I'm starting off with my 0, moving it over, and what do I see? Yeah, I'm going to add a plus 1 to my 0. And I know that some of y'all were getting kind of thrown off with that today, and it's okay. It's the more practice you get. That's that learning curve, that learning process where you just kind of get a little nervous about, wait, this isn't possible, but it is possible, right? If you follow the rules, then it is. So this is going to be closest to 11. And this is just going to stay as 15. So what is, and I should have switched that over to the red, right? Let me do it really quickly, just so that we can keep everything. I know I hadn't been consistent, but at least I'm going to try. This is 0, so we said that that 5 will still stay the same. So then this becomes 15. So what is 11 plus 15? Absolutely, 26. So that's $26. Which way is my symbol going to go? Absolutely right. 24 is less than 26. I love if you're still getting confused, and I'm trying to remember who it was. I cannot remember. But they were saying that if you have this dot right here, see that dot? There's only one, so it's always faced the lowest number. And then you see this other dot right here. There's 2, so it's always faced the larger number. And remember, it's reading left to right, so it's less than. Okay, let's move on to the next one. You were doing 11 and 12. This is where it's Lee is running a race around the school track. Now he runs 327,000 kilometers during the first half of the race. What is the distance that he travels in the first half of the race? Round it to the nearest hundredths. Okay, so this is where I'm going. I'm going to make a chart really quickly. Put my decimal point here. So this is going to be 0, and this is the 3, 2, and 7. This is my tenths, hundredths, and thousands. And I'm trying to save time. So it's hundredths. So remember I said that I was going to come over and circle the hundredths. And when I'm circling that hundredths, I need to make sure that these two match. A lot of you on that unit test forgot about circling that hundredths and matching it up in that proper place value, so you round it in the wrong place value. Now I'm going to circle the number in the hundredths place, and then I'm moving over to the right to see what am I going to do with that number in the hundredths place. I see that it's a 7, so I'm going to add 1 to it. So I'm done here. So 2 plus 1 equals 3, and I'm bringing down everything else to the left. So the answer is 33 hundredths. So this will be 33 hundredths kilometers. Okay, remember it's ending in the hundredths place and it ends in the hundredths place. All right, let's look at number 12 because this is practicing on the rounding that we're doing. A video lasts 6 and 44 hundredths minutes. About how long does this video last? Round it to the nearest minute. Okay, so we're looking at the minutes part, right? We said 6 minutes and 44 seconds is what pretty much it is. So I'm going to bring this down. 6. So this is the ones place, tenths, and hundredths. It says to the nearest minute, so it's going to be in the ones place value. I'm going to go ahead and circle, move over. 4 is less than 5, so this number gets to stay the same. I am done here, and now I get to bring down my 6. So there you go. So the answer is going to be about 6 minutes. All right, now let's go on to the next one. I'm going to turn the page over here, and we are almost done. I have 13. Dylan wants to buy a book for $16.95 and a magazine for $4.50. Here's that keyword again, guys. About. That's key. About how much will he need to buy the items without having to round down to the nearest benchmark? Okay, so we're looking at, I should have had let me go ahead and draw a number line up here. If I have 0, and this is 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15, 20. So each one of these, remember, it's 5 tenths, and this is 25 hundredths, then 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 hundredths, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75 hundredths, and then 80, 85, 90, 95, and then this is 1 whole. All right, I know, and if I'm using the 16, I would have to have 16 of these, right? But I'm going to look at my 95. This is, let me go ahead and make it a little bit more. This is my 25 right here. This is my 50. This is my 75. And then here's my 1. That's a little bit easier, right? So I'm going to take a look at my 95. If I put this over here, it's going to be way over here, right? That 95 hundredths or 95 cents is closest to, so it's in between 75 hundredths and 1, and it's close to 1. So here I'm going to have this number here would be 16 plus 1, so it'll be $17, right? Because I'm rounding up. And a magazine, that is $4.50. Okay, so then this is going to be that 16.95, and then again it would be the 17. I'm looking at the 450. Well, and you know what? Let me go ahead and do it this way, like we did in class. I'm going to have the $16.95, and then I'm going to add the magazine for $4.50. Put that there. And we said in class, we just said that this would be the 95 would be the one. So I'm going to have 16 plus one whole. That gives me $17, right? Plus this here, since it lands on the 50, it's going to stay the same, $4.50. When I'm adding these together, I can go ahead and stack them so I can have my decimals that are lined up. Those of you that can see it already, then that's great. Those of you that are still not quite sure, I'm going to show you here. When we say stack, it's one on top of the other. So that's 0, that's 5. I bring down my decimal, that's 11, and carry my 1, and that's 2. So that's $21.50. It said that where we don't round down, so it's going to be 25. If I round down, it would be 20. The next one going up would be the 25. So the answer is C. All right. Which is the next one? 16. Danielle and Ra went to combine their money to buy a soccer ball. Yay! Danielle has $7.95. Raji, I believe, has $6.35. Which benchmark should they use to estimate the money they have? Alrighty, so let's look at what they have. Danielle has $7.95. So I'm going to go ahead and move up. Again, I know, let me go to my number line. That 95 cents is here, so I'm going to add a one whole to this. So if I have $7.95, this is going to change to the 7 plus the one whole that I'm moving up would be 8. And then Raji, or Raji, I believe, is $6.35. And I'm going to go ahead and move over to my benchmark. The 35, that's 25, 30, 35 would be right here. And I can see it's going to be closest to the 25. So this would be plus $6.25. You can see that it could be that, but I know that this is $8, so I'm going to look for the one that has $8 and then the $6.25. So those are the benchmarks they would use. Okay, is that making a little bit more sense? Again, it's going to be just that practice we need to do. And then let's look at number 17. And this, guys, is really a lot of common sense on 17. So you have Jesse, you have Max, and you have Kale. Each ate 32 hundredths of a pizza slice. Which number shows the best estimate of how much of the pie they ate together? All right, well, which number is the best estimate? Well, let's look at this. If I have, let me go through. 32 hundredths is going to be close to what? 30, right? Times 3. And what does that give you? You have the 30 plus another 30 plus another 30. 369. That looks like that's an O. That's a quirky O. Okay. Which one is going to be closest to? Absolutely right. It's going to be about one whole. Good work. Okay, guys, that's it for tonight. I will see you tomorrow, and we're going to continue on with the practicing of the rounding with the decimals as we progress forward in Unit 3. Have a great night. I'll see you then. Bye.